Tell us your mentality, man, about playing offensive tackle. I mean, you have the potential, just to be absolutely elite.
Damn, go ahead and share your thoughts on the thesis.
Yeah, baby. That's what we do. We are the Buckeyes. What up, Buckeye Nation? What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk college football with real fans. I'm Devin. Excited to be here. Got a very exciting show planned for you guys. I'm pumped about this one. Got a special guest joining us for an interview, maybe a little inside look at what this Buckeye program does to you, how it can transform you both mentally and physically. And I think you guys will see right off rip the physical side of what Mick and Coach Slegs and everybody's doing inside that weight room, man. Pretty cool. So Perez is going to be joining us here shortly. Before we dive into that, y'all know what to do, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. And super chats are wide open. Tonight feels like a great night to get some super chats up in the chat. Maybe ask JJ some questions if you got some for him. I will remember to read them while he is on here and not read it after when he is gone. So I appreciate that, guys. If you're listening on Spreaker or Apple Podcasts, give us a like as well. And as always, head on over to the Scoop message board where nuggets are being dropped every single day. Without further ado, had him on the show at the beginning before he got into the Woody. Now he's been in there, these winter workouts. What's up, JJ? How you doing,
What's up,
bro?
man? How you doing?
Doing good, man. Excited to see you on here. Excited to see that. That weight room's working, bro. You look like you're you know what I'm saying? You got yourself put together.
Yeah, for sure.
Got yourself
Yeah.
put together, bro. That's a good sign, man. We've always seen it. That's one of the more exciting things about, when us fans watch the spring game is
Right.
you saw freshmen when they get in, and the spring game is normally the time where you get to see the results of that. I know you still got a long way to go
Yeah.
in that transformation, but this is where it begins. You know that, bro. It's where it begins, and you playing with the best of the best, man. That's so cool. Is that you're in there lifting? You're not lifting with or against some scrubs, man. You're lifting
Right.
with the best of them. You know what I'm
Yeah, the
saying?
guys.
Like
Yeah.
first round draft picks, bro. So anyway, I get too excited to get ahead of myself here, but I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come on here and give Buckeye Nation an update. My listeners, we're the psychos, Jameer. We are the psychos that we want to know everything there is to know about Buckeye Nation. So we're
Yeah.
all in the chat. We'll all be rooting you on, but let's get this thing started, man. I know you're tired. Try to get you out of here. We'll get into what you had to do today, but first off,
Yeah.
man, through it, I'm sure you had this idea in your mind of what college football is going to be like, right? And then you
Yeah.
chose the Buckeyes and you started thinking, this is probably what it's going to be like. Tell me
Right.
about, has it met those expectations? What are the difference? What has surprised you? Just kind of dive into the differences between high school, right, and college football, bro, so far.
So far, honestly, it's been a major change, in high school, me thinking like, oh, I'm the strongest, or oh, I'm doing all the weight room stuff right. It it was totally different, they teach you the technique. It's like all the workouts we do, it hit every single part of your body.
Yeah.
It's been such a huge transformation for me, and it's been making me a better young man, make me more disciplined, honestly, as you can tell, I lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
It's a major journey still, we still getting there, but I have made major progress, and that's because of Coach Mick, Coach Legs, Coach Higgs, Coach Rose. They really have showed me, Coach KP, they really showed me you got to put your head down to work, and that's what I've been doing.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I can tell. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that change that you've experienced? You told me a little bit
Yeah.
before we got on the show, but people would love to hear that, man. That's That's big time, bro. As far as I'm concerned,
Yeah,
I mean, that shows how serious you are about what you're doing, and it shows you how good of the program is, man. So give us a
right.
little bit of updates physically, man. What's changed
So
with you?
so during high school, my senior year, I was playing between 365 pounds and 370 pounds. And I was
Yeah,
still making the impact plays I was playing both sides of the ball and everything. And me thinking I ain't think I weighed that much, honestly. I thought, I was like more on the in the middle, early things of 360, but like when I came in, I was 373 pounds.
yeah,
And within a month and like 2, 3 weeks, I'm down to 348 pounds, moving better. I done lost my stomach. I'm getting stronger, getting faster, and it's just like as long as I keep this going, I'm pretty much next up for the big nose tackle. I'm
yeah,
the only one that's up in the 330, 320 area. Like,
yeah.
so that's a big job to take on, and I'm just glad that I had the chance to prove myself by losing this weight. Just got to keep on learning and keep on going along the way.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know how it is, dude. When you commit to the Buckeyes, the spotlight is on you, right? And
Right.
I'm sure before that was always a worry for people. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
everybody's body's different, every athlete's different. Sometimes it's harder.
Yeah.
Sometimes what it takes to actually lose some of that weight is a little bit difficult. But you coming in right off the rip, already
Mhm.
doing that. I mean that eliminates a lot of what people like to sometimes point out to try to
Right.
you know how this industry is, bro. It gets
Yeah.
wild. But dude, that's and I'm excited for you. That's big time, as you know, man. When players like you don't grow that often in the state of Ohio. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So,
Yeah.
and obviously it's kind of well known. Matt Patricia, we saw what K-Mac did this past year. I mean, the nose tackle position and Matty P's, schematic, the way he does his defense is like, I mean, you could argue that it's the most important part of what
Right.
he likes to do. It allows people behind you to free up and all that. But dive into a little bit of kind of the class you came in with, man. The dudes that are in there with you.
Yeah.
What's the camaraderie like? Are you guys, who's your
So
roommate? Tell me a little about some friends you
so
made.
like all our whole class is really like from our first week here, we all been bonded really good. Like it
Yeah,
was for me personally, like I bonded really well with almost everybody. Everybody in our freshman class. Uh, of course, we got Sincere. Sincere, I moved up to the #1 linebacker in the nation. Like while we was in the middle of workouts, and he just looked and they posted it. Like having that being my high school teammate, I knew he was just always been great. I got like for example, Drake Quinn, Corey Wilder. Them both my guys.
yeah,
And Emmanuel Ruffin. What I'm saying, Darius McGinley. Like it's like the whole that D line front right there is crazy. Like
yeah,
we nice young, but we also got the chance to learn. So we are going to learn. So it's just like having that as my D line coming in. That's crazy. Then let's get to the secondary. You know what I'm saying? Like Maury, Jason, Blaine.
yeah,
Like
bro.
we
Yeah,
we got some pieces everywhere. Like
yeah.
so it's just coming in. We all got that mindset where we go prove ourselves. And we all I could tell that we all have improved in our bodies, way we move, and everything. We all done got better.
Yeah. No, I love that because as a fan, one of the reasons that I've always loved rooting for Ohio State is that brotherhood aspect of it. You know what I mean? The
Right.
culture, the brotherhood that comes out of that. It's kind of like family, man. Like you guys, just for example, a player could be on the team, never play a snap of football, like in a game,
Mhm.
and for the rest of his life have that brotherhood, be set
Right.
because he played on the team and have the friends that he has and all that. So, I mean, that's special, bro. That's not normal. At least the little bit of insight I have into college football and around the nation is you would think that that's like a normal thing. If you played on a
Right.
football team with somebody, you're always going to be their friend. And more often than not, I see that it's not. So, yeah, there's relationships that you're building. They're powerful, man, and it's what makes a football team. You know what I mean? A football
Right.
team does not consist of one superstar. One superstar will do nothing. If you guys only had J.J. Smith, you'd probably still be pretty good, but you're not going to win a national title with one player
Right.
on the field. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
when you're walk us through, you know, you don't have to get into too crazy details, but for us fans that is always curious about what a day in winter workouts looks like for an Ohio State football player. Take us through that a little bit. Just your average day. And my point behind asking that is to really give people a behind the scenes look at how much time that
Yeah.
you guys actually put into this thing all year round. You know what I'm saying? It's
So
not just football season.
since I've been here, like it changes up almost every week, but like it's the same thing. Just so now we start to get to all right, offense to go, then defense come through, or defense come and offense come. But at first it was freshmen, then everybody else had their workouts together. You know, like
Yeah.
we have been working since day one since we got here. You know, and it's like lately now we've been doing mat drills too. So I'll be getting up around 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. all this week for the past like 2 weeks. Mat drills, we had to wake up at 4:30. So, you know, and we there till like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And then depending on the day, like it just depends on the workout. Like that's for mat drills, but boom, we have a workout like 6:30. We got to be there. We got the
Yeah.
25-minute rule and everything. So if you waking up at 5:45, you late. You got to wake up five
Bro,
o'clock.
what happens? What happens if you're late?
Uh, you get in trouble. You know, get in trouble for sure. But it ain't too bad of a punishment. But you know, it's
Yeah.
just it's more or less they teach you about discipline and just teach you like, okay, if you made it exactly on the time you're supposed to be here, you're late. Or
Yeah.
if you trying to walk in 5 minutes before you're supposed to be here, you're late. You know,
Yeah.
they teach us how to be accountable and always to show up early because you show up early, the person know they can count on you, and when the person can count on you, they know they can trust you. So it's just like
Yeah.
you know everybody got their ups and downs, but you know we are. I love the team, man. Like it's just been
Amen,
such
bro.
a great experience, man.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Well, you know, the crazy thing is about this too is this is only like it's a very important part, but it's a small part of your end goal here. It's a small part of even the team's goals is this lifting weight aspect of it.
Right.
Kind of speak to other areas of your life that you have to focus on to get ready for the next step that's coming. Because while you're lifting, you know you're about to have to start playing on the field. I'm talking about
Hmm.
things like the diet, the nutritionist. I know you guys pay
Yeah.
close attention to that and maybe taking some time and watching some film. I don't know all of it, but kind of
Mhm.
speak to that a little bit and some other things you're doing to prepare for this next step.
Honestly, so we got recovery. You know, recovery is a real important thing
Yeah.
for the team. Like we got 2 days that we go, depending on who you are, 2, 3 days, or it might be a week of you got to go to recovery room. And then, you know, we got the heat, we got the cold tub, hot tub. You know, like recovery, they stay honest about that because they say y'all bodies are adjusting to something new. So y'all need to make sure y'all take care of y'all bodies. You know, like I only know for speaking from D line room, you know, we done went over a couple things and everything, but you know, we just really been working on field work with the technique and just learning, you know, observing. You
Yeah.
know, like you gotta observe to learn, you know.
Yep.
So it's just like it's been a slow but steady process. And you know, you just gotta keep going with the flow, you know, flow of things. Some things might throw you off, some things you might not be ready for, but you gotta you gotta stay with it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, the cool thing too is we already hit on this a little bit is you're not alone in this process. You talked about some of the teammates, some of the freshmen that you've come up with.
Right.
Tell me a little bit, give some shout outs to some of the coaches and specifically Schlegs is a new coach, just got hired this year. I mean, he was with the team last year, but full-time this year. So talk a little bit about him, man. He's a fan favorite on a coach edition. We've all
Yeah,
seen the clip of him tackling somebody on the field, and
yeah.
so
Like
shout out to these coaches.
Coach Legs, that's a he crazy. But he one of the he one of the most craziest coaches I've had so far yet. Like he real energized. He always brings the energy,
Yeah,
and he real adamant. Well, all the coaches are very adamant on teaching us the right technique. They just don't let us, all right, just throw some weight on it. They
yeah.
watch us. They make sure we're doing it right. They all encourage us. And shout out to, the attorneys and everything, because we got them to help us when we ask them questions. It's just a whole team effort. It's
Yep.
everybody, and it's just like the whole coaching staff, they always put in their effort, always writing down our results. We got results, different things every day, and they working on it.
Yep.
They doing the coaches really take key and believe in us because they want us to get better. So it's just a shout out to
Amen.
all the coaches, all the
Yeah.
everybody,
Yeah.
nutritionists, everything.
Yeah. On that same note right there, obviously there's veteran leaders on
Yeah.
this team. How did they welcome you in? What's that feeling like? Who are some specifically that have came to you and kind of helped you through this process?
So far, put in really help. It's been everybody, but Edric Houston, uh, KJ, Will
Yeah.
Smith. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Jason Moore, like
Yeah.
just they have really been showing me the ropes and everything. So it just been that was a very good experience and a very good thing
Yeah.
for me.
You got to get that, dude. Did somebody knock on your door?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good, bro. I was like, I wonder if somebody else is in there that's going to get this, or maybe it's somebody else that can just join the show randomly, and he may not know we're live. Let's see. Oh, there is somebody in the background. Um, dude, while he coming back. All right. Hey,
Oh, my
Jameer,
fault, my
who's your?
fault.
Yeah, you're good,
Uh,
bro. Who's your roommate? Who you rooming
uh,
with?
I don't got a roommate. I just got a couple of my the brothers
Oh,
they over
nice,
here
bro.
right
You
now.
got a room by yourself?
Yeah,
Hell yeah, dude.
yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Hey, dude. Before we dive into these super chats,
Mm,
just football aside, workouts aside, the little bit of free time that you do have,
yeah.
what's it like, bro? Free time in Columbus, the city of Columbus. What do you do for fun? Where are you going and eating? What are you doing, bro?
Well, I really don't go eat nowhere. I've been
Yeah.
on a diet, so I ain't really been trying nothing honestly. But
Yeah.
honestly, my free time, I just getting to know the guys. We didn't went shopping to a couple spots. We ain't really got a chance to sport because the weather has been cold and everything.
Yeah.
So, like we
It
we
has
been
been just football.
yeah. So it really has been just football, but it's starting to warm up and everything. So I think we gon' we gonna explore. So
Bro, you gonna go? You gonna try golfing?
yeah, I'll try. I did a little top golf, but I ain't really that good at that.
Ain't about that, bro. Hey,
Yeah.
one more thing here. You're doing a bunch of workouts, man. I know a couple people in the chat want to know some information. I'm gonna get you out of here. I know it's been a long day for you. What's your? Give me your favorite workout, and then the hardest one you've experienced so far.
I'll get the hardest one. So it's the circuit. My
That
arms,
sounds.
my arms, 6 intense. That's probably the hardest workout.
Yeah.
I say the easiest one, upper body, just like a upper body day. Um,
Yeah.
we warm up on the field and everything, but the simple, yeah, upper body. That's probably my most favorite
Yeah.
workout. Yeah.
What you benching right now, bro?
Well,
You
I
probably
was
don't
going.
max out yet, do you?
Well, yeah, we don't max out yet, but I know I'm repping 280, 285 for 5 now. Uh, I was squatting
Yeah.
390. I was squatting 390 for 5. So I don't know my maxes yet, but like I did 225 when I first got here. I did that for like 22, but now I'm doing it for like the good 30. Yeah,
Holy crap! Are you serious, dude?
yeah,
I went on I trained for a year, went on this spree. Of course, I'm 200 pounds, and I was like, dude, I want
yeah,
to see how many times I can bench press 225. The most I've ever
yeah.
got it is 24 times, and I thought I was going to absolutely die. And you just said, yeah, I came in, did it 22 times. I'm 18, 19 years old, whatever, bro, whatever, man. Uh,
Yeah.
let's get into these super chats, bro. I know you got some friends there and want to do your thing. First off, Mike Green, thanks for the 4.99. He said, Jameer, I'm from Toledo, but y'all boys from the land
Oh yeah.
uh be showing out. Buckeye Nation got your back. Keep working, bro.
For sure. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
For sure.
that Glenville pipeline, bro.
Oh yeah, it's
Y'all
crazy. No, it's
yeah.
crazy.
It is, dude. You see Arvell,
Yeah.
bro, he's about to you guys are about to have like four. I mean, Mel Kiper put four Buckeyes in his top 7 in this
Yeah.
NFL draft. That that
Exactly.
that's that's he
Uh,
said exactly, bro.
it did the transition been great, honestly. Me and Sincere, y'all gotta see him now. He like many Arville Reese. Like, nah, I ain't even trying to
Is he?
yeah, bruh. So like transition been good for both of us. We just been learning, growing. That's my brother.
Yeah. Gio, yeah, thanks for that $5, brother. And yeah, you kind of already answered it. Another Glenville dude that Buckeye Nation's pretty high on is Sincere. And they were like, is he as good as he looks? But you kind of just answered that already. But
Yeah.
have you seen a like Jameer is
Uh,
all I mean, have you seen a physical change in him kind of like yourself? Has he made a pretty
Sincere,
drastic change?
it's weird. I don't know how someone could like grow and lose muscle, but look way more buffer. Like he grew
I got you. Yeah.
and like it's weird, bro. Like
Just
yeah,
more lean.
yeah,
Yeah.
way more lean, but he muscle with it. Like it's been
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My guy got big.
Yeah. That's fire, man. Well, hey, Jameer, dude. I appreciate you, bro. I know you got some stuff to do. I know you did mat drills today, whole 9 yards, all kind of stuff. We appreciate you for
I
taking the
appreciate
time
you,
to come
man.
on here, bro.
Always.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Looking good, bro. Keep up the good work, man. Go Buckeyes, OH.
Go Buckeyes, yes, sir. IO.
There y'all have it, man. Oh, dude, Dennis. Bro, Dennis, you snuck one in at the last moment, my dude. Dennis, I'm so sorry, man. Golly, dude, these super chats gonna be the death of me, man. I feel they be eating me alive. I'm really sorry, Dennis. I'll text him. I'm gonna take a picture of this, Dennis, and I'm gonna text Jameer and show him this. But thanks for the 9.99, brother. Thanks for coming on, Jameer. Love you, Devin Tinker. Love you too, Dennis. Dennis is that dude. Like you guys in the chat that know Dennis, you think that he's that dude, but you don't really know till you meet him. Dennis is that dude. Dennis is amazing, awesome. When I tell people, if you're not in the chat, get in the chat, start talking to people. This is where I met Dennis. Went out to the Oregon game, got to meet him since then, went to the Washington game, got to meet him there, man. Been nothing but an absolute great time every time I've met Dennis, man. But there y'all have it. I didn't want to keep Jameer on too long. He's a very, very cool customer, very cool cat. I don't like to bug these guys too much during winter workouts, especially when he's got friends in the background. I like him, be able to experience his college life like that. So I don't want to keep him on too long, but hopefully you guys enjoyed that as much as I did because I love that. I love getting that inside look at these players because, you hear about it and it's like these freshmen, I've always wished that, you got to hear from them more in interviews like faster so you could see the transformation yourself instead of they're freshmen. You know what they look like as a senior in high school. And then the first time you get to see them is in the spring game. And that's only little glimpses here and there. So, man, I love that, that he came on here, went from 375 to 348. And I have news for Buckeye Nation. I've got some kickback on this before, but Jameer is no joke. Okay. 348-pound freshman. He's going to see the field sooner than what you think. And I know some people, they're going to want to go watch film. They have this, they have that. The dude played both sides of the ball in high school. He could probably play offensive guard in college as well. But I have extremely high hopes for Jameer Perez. And obviously, you hear the changes he's made in the weight room, how much the weight he's lifting as a freshman. I mean, there's nobody on the team that weighs 348 pounds and can move like him. And there just isn't. I mean, and we know that's Matt Patricia loves that. Matt Patricia wants that dude in the middle that can take up space. Well, you got John Walker now. I think he's probably the other one. If you notice, you heard Jameer say that, like, hey, there's one dude and then him, that big body type that's on the team. So he's there. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get on the field earlier than what anybody's talking about. People were leaving him off of lists and whatnot, and it's I don't know, man. Some people know more than others, I guess. And he is a freshman, very difficult, takes a lot of hard work. We know this, but you guys just saw firsthand that the dude does not shy away from hard work. I mean, to lose 375 to 348, what is that, 27 pounds? Is that right? 375 to 2, yeah, 27 pounds in 2.5, 3 weeks. um you know that's a lot, man. That's no joke right there. But let me see what I got going on here, because I had something planned. Okay, all right, there we go. Here's what I wanted to talk about next is, first off, appreciate the super chats, guys. Everybody that engaged with Jameer, everybody that was in the chat, feeding him positive things, just talking to him, man. When these guys, let you in on a little secret, when these guys come on the show for these interviews, they read the chat. They read every single comment you guys put in there, and it means a lot to him, because when you're a young player like this, you get put in the spotlight. Some people don't have the best things to say. I think they forget that human element of college football, but it's still there. So I'm a big advocate of that. I'm very careful about what I say about these players, because words are very powerful, like a rudder of a large ship steering through the ocean, man. Words are powerful, and I don't care if they're getting paid. They're not professional athletes. And even if they were, still be careful with your words. Anyway, I'm sure some of y'all don't like me saying that, but whatever. I'm going to keep quiet on that. But anyway, this defensive transition over on the Buckeye Scoop message board, Nevada had a very good nugget about kind of how Matt Patricia wants to implement new things into his scheme. And me and VB coach on Monday kind of hit that a little bit. And I hinted on it by kind of, when you're trying to bring these NFL schemes down to college, it's a lot. It can't be done in 1 year, right? Matt Patricia came in, there was no way that he could teach his entire defensive scheme to these players in the amount of time that he had. They haven't played as much football as NFL guys, don't have that experience. That experience will allow them to obviously learn things way quicker. They don't have that yet. Not everybody on the team. And you can't just teach the most experienced, smartest players on the team. It starts from the bottom. You got to make sure everybody understand it. So, I think what separates good coaches from great coaches is that ability to understand that and transition them up, kind of break them up into pieces, right? Now, the bigger question is, okay, well, what do you do then? Do you do a 50-50 split? The first year you install half of it, the next year you install the other half. Is it, 33, 33, 33 in the thirds? What is it? I don't know the answer to that, but I know that Matt Patricia did implement kind of that plan, and he hardly scratched the surface this year, guys. I mean, speaking with people inside the program, that's what they say. There are so many other things that he could get into, and Nevada and B. Moses hit on that very well in their last show. That when you watched the Super Bowl this year, you saw the disguises, right? Well, early in the year, I mean, all the analysts and people that talked about college football, that's what they talked about, man. They talked about how difficult it is for these quarterbacks to go against Matt Patricia because of the way he disguises things. The pre-snap, it's hard for them to understand what they're running. This upcoming year, being told that's getting taken to the next level because you put the foundation of that in, right? The very beginning steps, and you saw what the very beginning steps did. You know what I'm saying? Now he's implementing it even more, right? And mainly, I think the secondary is huge on this with Terry Moore and Earl Little Jr., the experience that they have. Jermaine Matthews, you got three very experienced players back there that can come in and actually do these things. And Devin Sanchez, 5-star athlete, 5-star player, 5-star mind, 5-star kid, very capable of doing this as well, along with all the other players that these Buckeyes recruit. And, that's always concerned me a little bit. I've always been like, well, man, you don't want to put too much, right, on these players. And I think that's where coaches like Matt Patricia have so much success because you see how personable he is with these players. You see how much they like him. You see how close of a relationship that he has with them. That helps him better understand how much he can give to each player. All right, what are my limits? How much is too much? So I would say, and hopefully you guys would agree. Would you guys agree with the statement that whatever that limit whatever that limit he put on it this year was the perfect limit? I mean, they had the number one defense. You guys know darn well, we didn't not win a national title because of the defense. Yeah, we had a lot of first round draft picks, very good players, but the scheme as well added to the success of this defense. And you had a lot of these second string, third string players also learning it. The starters did it on the field, but all these other second, third string players were also learning this. So they got the first part of the defense as well. Matt Patricia instilling more disguises, more shifts into the defense this year. And for those players that weren't here, the transfer portal guys, as I've stated 100 times, 14,000 snaps and 17 players. So that's a lot of experience coming into this team. And like I said earlier, that experience allows you to kind of soak in things more, learn things a little bit faster. And those are the type of players Matt Patricia's going after. When I got the nugget that Matt Patricia was coming back, it's when you're the only one talking about it, it's kind of hard to announce that. You're like, dang man, what if I'm wrong? What if these 5 people telling me this are not right? But then you start looking at the changes in recruiting, the players they're going after in the portal, and it matches Matt Patricia and his scheme and the type of players that he wants on this roster. So that's another point that we can bring to this defense has the potential to be just as good because last year he didn't get to form the roster. He showed up and he had to work with what he had. This year, he did. He had to say, hey, man, I want James Smith. Hey, I want John Walker. Hey, Quay Rasol. Hey, Terry Moore. Hey, Earl Little Jr. Hey, Dominic, all the defensive players we got, Matt Patricia was right there, kind of hand selecting those guys. So that's going to add a little bit to the defense as well. Obviously, we are losing, historic talent. Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, K-Mac. The list goes on and on and on. But it's being refilled, man, in the transfer portal and these younger players as well. Epi Citanale, Riley Pettyjohn. Some of these freshmen, Sincere Johnson, Jameer Perez, Kari Wilder, Drake Quinn. The Buckeyes with their talent acquisition, they're on point. And they have a heck of a coach in Matt Patricia and his assistants and the coaching staff that can help bring these guys along to teach him that scheme. So I, for one, am absolutely thrilled and very excited to watch this defense this year. I have the confidence that he's not going to come and overcomplicate things for these guys because he didn't do it this year. It obviously wasn't too complicated for the guys on the field because they did it, right? That's what gives me the confidence that when we're hearing that he wants to add more, disguises in, more motions after the snap. Quarterback looks up, sees two high safety, snaps the ball, looks up to look at the routes, and then you got one high safety and one safety shifting down, allowing linebackers to do different things, corners to do different things, and yeah, that's going to confuse, some quarterbacks. But you don't want it to confuse your defense. The defense trying to run it. But like I said, the fact that Matt Patricia was able to come in, do what he did this year, gives me the confidence that he's not going to put too much on them. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be one of my fears is that, hey, can these players handle, these NFL type of schemes that Ryan Day is pushing? And on the offensive side of the ball, you kind of have the same thing, except for you going from Brian Hartline to Arthur Smith. So I think that's going to be one of the bigger storylines that we're not really going to hear about is at what pace does Arthur Smith implement his scheme? At what pace is he capable of doing that? Because like I said, on the defensive side of the ball, you can't come in and do that. You guys are gonna, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but I rewatched the Michigan game last night, Ohio State Buckeyes and Michigan. Loved it, but I got a little more critical of it, and so I've rewatched all the games. I'm on my third round, all the games from last season, and every time I watch it, I just get more frustrated about the offense. More specifically, the scheme. I have several notes about it. I'm going to be doing a show on it, but I wanted to give you all a little bit of a precursor about how psycho Devin is about watching Ohio State football. But I got some notes to talk about, and I think some changes we're going to see with Arthur Smith. But again, do we see? I mean, how much can he change? How much can these players handle? And I think to answer that question, if you look back at the type of players the Buckeyes go after, they're very, very precise with the athletes that they go after in both high school and in the transfer portal. They really are. They're real picky with it. And it takes a lot of time and effort to learn some of these things. Sealy says, Dev, no more rewatches. I know. It's bad. I'd be driving down the road, y'all. I'd drive down the road, put my phone up on my dash, and was rewatching the Ohio State Michigan game yesterday. Please don't tell anybody I do that because I don't want to get a ticket or anything, but that's got to stop. That has to stop. That's too much. I don't. I shouldn't do that, but I either do or I don't. I don't really know. Matt says the players I named are just elite. Yeah, it is, man. When you you dive into this roster, dude, it's kind of it's insane what this coaching staff is able to do and the way they go about their business. The way Ohio State acquires talent is not the way LSU, Miami acquires their talent. It's not. I think. I mean, I don't know that. I don't know that Miami fans would agree with me because they're a different breed, but LSU fans, I think, would probably agree with me. Yeah, hey, we operate a little bit differently, and I think everybody knows the differences in which Ohio State operates and these other schools operate. There's a difference there. And Ohio State, regardless of all the concerns us fans have about them falling behind or not paying for a player or not doing this or that, I mean, I haven't seen them fall off any class in the past 3-4 years. Last year's portal class, you might say, was a little bit rocky. But again, we'll see how good it was. But I venture to guess this freshman class, bro, absolutely elite, and the transfer portal class as well. But All right, y'all. Hey, I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate the support. Again, I stream on 2 channels. So if y'all are watching me on Buckeye Scoop, if you could, when we get off here, if you could head on over to the Buckeye Boys, hit the like button on that as well, and subscribe to that channel if you haven't already. That would be awesome. Shane, yes, I do. I live in Tallahassee, but I'm from Ohio. So I moved here about 6-7 years ago, but born and raised in Ohio. So if you're listening on Spreaker or Apple Podcasts, give Scoop a like. If you're not a part of the Scoop message board, get over there. It's like 30 cents a day or something. I promise you it's worth it. A lot of the stuff we talk about on these shows is written out in articles on the board, and there's some details in there that maybe we forget to talk about on the show or just don't add in. They're over there on the board, so go check them out if you haven't already. We got Brady Edmonds coming on, Kellen Weimer's coming on. Have some more people for you. I got a couple more players out of this freshman class lined up to come on here. I got a couple more players from last year's class lined up to come on. So, if you guys want to get an inside look into this Buckeye program and hear from the players themselves about how winter workouts are actually going, hit that alert bell on the Buckeye Boys and Buckeye Scoop YouTube show, and you'll get it. We'll get them on here. We'll talk to them. Appreciate you guys for watching and listening. Love you guys. Go Buckeyes. OH.